What's up, YouTube? So I'm back. I was down with a bit of a respiratory issue, so still dealing with the tail end of it, but we're through it for the most part. Still got a bit of a cough, so if it hits, I apologize. But had all these big, huge plans. Was going to try to get a couple things built today, because I really want to get this uploaded by Friday, because I miss getting stuff up, and I'm starting to see subscribers go away, and honestly, it's a little upsetting. But I can't blame y'all. So I was going to try to do a keychain display today. The more I'm looking into it, the more I'm not liking how I was going to do it, so that's probably all going away. So with that, I was just sitting here trying to figure out what can I do tonight that's quick. And I decided we're going to pop another Down and Dirty, since I kind of got away from doing a lot of those, even though they're a lot of fun. If you haven't seen them before, it's just a quick how-to with different types of tools. And today, I decided we're going to play with some nail guns. So currently, most of the ones I have all take batteries. The pneumatics, it is too late for me to be able to run an air compressor. Just know, if I knew what I know now, don't buy battery-powered nail guns if you can help it. There are certain circumstances where these might be a little bit of a better option, but pneumatics they can fire faster, they can fire deeper, they're a little bit more reliable. But if you need the cordless option, get a cordless air compressor. Because if I would have known that, yeah, I wouldn't have any of these, but I've got them, and I'm not going to just throw them away. Because, yeah, I mean, that's just how I am. But just know, it's what I would recommend. Because if memory serves right, this is like a $200 to $300 nail gun. You can get the same thing in a pneumatic for less than $200. You can get, I believe, a DeWalt air compressor, which, I mean, you're still running off a battery. If you want that as an option, I do have a bigger compressor back there. It's just loud and after 10 o'clock, and I'm trying to keep this somewhat quiet for the neighbors. So, yeah, just know I highly recommend pneumatics. But yeah, with that said, this is framing nail gun. It fires this particular one takes 30-degree nails. These are, I want to say 2 3/8 long, but this one can fire up to 3.5 inch. To load it, you just pop them in the bottom, kind of like a magazine, and then hit that. And then all this does is spring loaded. So load it, to load them, just pull it all the way down, pop them up, do that. As it fires, this will push up on the bottom, how it feeds. A lot of nail guns, they'll also have a switch like this one. See if I can get the lighting and angle right. Yeah, it's a little dark, but like this setting is what I call the speed setting, which, let me grab a battery. So there's the motor firing up, but the speed setting lets you, of course, you don't want to, these scare me just a little bit, and I'm trying to do everything in the air. So I'll hold them off the edge of my workbench here in a minute. But this is my big nail gun. You will be seeing this in one of the custom builds I'm making for my house for when I'm doing stuff outside. Because let's be honest, I'm not only cleaning up out here, I'm cleaning a bunch of stuff up in the house and hoping to be able to have people over by the end of the summer. And yeah, so, but There's the big guy. Then you've got, where'd my other one go? For the ones I use the most, this is one of the handier ones. This is an 18 gauge brad nailer. Most woodworkers, this is their bread and butter. This one, the switch is down here for single fire or multi-fire. And the big difference is, again, just in how fast you can pop nails out of them. I'll show you the differences when we throw it on the workbench to just pop some nails in a couple scrap boards I've got laying around. But the big advantage to this is it's a smaller diameter nail. I think I have some laying here. And if not, I'll, yeah, I've got some over there, but I don't want to get up to grab them right now. But this is great for holding stuff together, and it doesn't matter if people see nail holes. I try to do this up underneath of things where you're not, basically it's to hold it together while the glue dries. It does provide a little bit of structural support, but at the end of the day, I don't like seeing nail holes if I can help it. So when I'm trying to do something where I know it's going to be exposed, and I know I've talked about my 23 gauge nail gun in a previous build. This fires the smallest size nail that I have, and I know this one's got nails in it. This is, I believe, 1.5 inches long, but you can see how thin they are. It's very thin, very small, very hard to see. This one, I don't believe this has a rapid fire option, but this is one where there's also no bump safety. There's no battery in this, so I can't fire them. But the other ones, you actually have to push in to be able to fire it. This one, if I had a battery in it, I could literally shoot my camera from here. So that said, that's the quick overview of the three. We're gonna go into trying them out here in a minute. I just saw my low battery light turn on, so I gotta switch batteries in the camera. And since my camera decided to be all, I'm done listening to you and shut off, like I was saying, scrap board, just so you know, here's my 18 gauge nails. So that's the end, if this will focus, that's the end that goes in. They've got a little bit of a T shape. It's kind of hard to tell, but right there's the head. That's why I say these are a little bit better for pulling your projects together. But it does leave that bigger head exposed. And personally, I think it makes them look a little bit uglier. Project, or build wise. Here's some 23 gauge nails. This is usually what the packages look like. They'll either be hanging up or just in a package. I apologize if this is upside down. I'm trying to do this and my camera won't rotate right. But these are 1/2 inch long. You can get a lot of these in all kinds of different lengths. So what I'm shooting here doesn't necessarily have to be the only size that you can see. Like for my framing nail gun, which is what we're going to start with, I've got 2 3/8 loaded up. I can also get 3.5 inch nails if I need to. But yeah, so again, I'm just using what I've got out here because why not? So to start, this is single fire, where you can see pulling the trigger, it does nothing. Now if I had this, if this board was against what I needed to and I needed to nail it, as soon as I push the safety in, which is right here, that's what turns it on. And it fires. Or And this is where pneumatics are a lot better, because you can go a lot faster than this can, because I have to wait for that motor to spool up every time or it will jam. But when it's on speed mode, I pull the trigger, it turns on, and you can just go right down a line. Like if you ever see construction workers and they're just pop, 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 that's because they're using a pneumatic. They don't have to wait for the motor to re-spool after every nail they fire. Which, that's, again, I cannot talk up pneumatics enough. If you're looking at getting one, don't do what I did. Now we're on to the 18 gauge. But before I get into that, there's the 4. And this is also one of the drawbacks if you try going too fast. That one did not seat up all the way like the other 3 did. But yeah, so you can see how much more noticeable they are headwise. And I'm just going to fire for the 18 gauge here next to it. I'm trying to stay far enough away that it doesn't show up, because the framing nail gun has a really aggressive tooth to it, which is what all these little bits are there. But there's the 18 gauge, nowhere near as noticeable, but you can still see it. And I hate dealing with wood putty, so if I don't have to use it, I don't like using it. But then we just pop that. And the 23 gauge nail gun, like I said, this is live, so I cannot put my hand in front of it, but if you need to, it will fire just into the air. And yes, I just fired a nail off into the ether. It also has a double trigger here. Where am I at? Just pull that, and this battery's dying too. So definitely times it's nice to have the battery, but when you're limited on time and just want to get everything done as quick as possible, go pneumatic. All the controls are pretty much the same. The difference is you're not plugging a battery in, and they're actually lighter, smaller, they're easier to maneuver into places. So yeah, I don't use them often, but when I need them, boy, they're a lifesaver. So with that said, I am gonna hop off of here and get a few more things done out here before I head in, edit this down, and get her uploading. So with that, I will say it's nice to be back. And tomorrow I got to run a couple errands, and I'm going to try to be out here most of the day. I want to get at least 2 more videos shot. And with that said, I will say cat in the hat and dappy dat. See y'all next week.